8-Bit Christmas just feels like another run-of-the-mill Christmas movie that really could have been so much better. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing the recently released 8-Bit Christmas, and as the name suggests, this is another comedy Christmas movie set during the 80s about a kid who really wants his own Nintendo Entertainment System. Now this is a really easy to watch movie that has a really nice message and a really nice ending as well, but boy does it really play it safe, and it doesn't really evoke that much emotion from the audience, and nor does it really grab the audience either. Like I said, I feel like they really could have done that, but you know, credit where credit's due, they were able to film the entire thing during COVID pandemic, which I think is really, really impressive, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So we open up this movie with Neil Patrick Harris's character called Jake Doyle recounting the tale to his daughter about how he got his first ever Nintendo Entertainment System during the 1980s, and he did this whilst having loads of obstacles in his way. For example, having working class parents, having loads of competitive kids all around him, and video games themselves being banned by certain other parents. Now from a positive point of view, this movie is really, really great, as it really does embrace its 1980s nostalgia, and you really do feel like you've been transported back to the 1980s, as everything looks very 1980s based. Also, it's really empowering, as you really get to see that this character going against all odds to really try and achieve his goal. And on that point, the entire young cast in this movie are actually really, really impressive. I feel like from an acting point of view, they definitely do put their best foot forward. And also, like I said before as well, the fact that they were able to film this movie and create it all during COVID times, I feel like is a really great achievement in and of itself. However, from a negative point of view, like I also said before, it just really does lack emotion and heart and charm, and in turn it's really hard to connect with the storyline in this movie. Also, some set pieces do feel really, really cheap, and even though this is the main goal of the character in the movie, it really does at points feel like Nintendo was sponsoring this movie, as they really do jam that brand down your throat, and I just feel like ultimately they just could have done so much more from a storyline point of view. So from a cast and characters point of view, I feel like they give decent performances in this movie, but you know, like I said before, nothing that really grabs you, and nothing that was definitely award-winning either. But let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Neil Patrick Harris, who is playing the adult version of the Jake Doyle character, and he is mainly narrating the storyline to his daughter and trying to teach her to work for what she wants. We also have the young Jake Doyle, played by Winslow Fegley, and he actually does do a really, really good job. I feel like he carries this movie really, really well, and like I said before as well, all of the young cast are really, really talented, and this actor in particular, who really does show a lot of range through his performance, from being really determined to being really disappointed and showing everything in between as well. We also have June, Diane, Raphael and Steve Zahn playing the young Jake Doyle's parents, and I feel like they do a really good job in terms of showing working class people in the 1980s who do really love their kids, however they don't always show it, which I think is really, really interesting. And so from a cast and characters point of view, whilst they give decent performances, they really just could have done so much more with the script in this film. So from a visuals point of view, I feel like 8-Bit Christmas is a little bit basic. I mean, there's nothing too inspiring over here. But you know, that being said, the main emphasis of this movie is travelling back to the 1980s. And from that point of view, I feel like all of the set pieces really do remind you and send you back to the 1980s, and there's a lot of nostalgia happening across this movie, which I think is really, really cool. And of course, it is a bit of a Christmas movie, and from that point of view, I feel like they definitely have the vibe and the energy of Christmas coming across really, really well in this movie. So from a comparisons point of view, the obvious comparison to make with 8-Bit Christmas is of course Jingle All The Way with the brilliant Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that movie honestly I just feel like is just in another league of its own, along with other brilliant Christmas movies, for example Home Alone, The Grinch and Jingle Jangle, which I just feel like are so much stronger than 8-Bit Christmas. However, that being said, I would say 8-Bit Christmas is pretty much on the same level as Last Christmas, Christmas Chronicles and Noel as well, and so I would put this movie firmly in the middle. So overall, I honestly feel like 8-Bit Christmas had all of the right ingredients to be absolutely brilliant, really, really iconic, and really, really memorable. However, unfortunately, it just wasn't any of those things. I mean, it is a decent watch if you absolutely love Christmas movies. However, for me, I just feel like it could have been so much better than it was. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Now, I'd love to hear from you, so please let me know what you thought of this film in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.